Hello and welcome in. Today we're making some of these 4.5 by 5.5 notebooks for a craft show that I have coming up. The way that I do these is I design the covers 4 to a page on Canva, and then I print them using my HP Smart Tank Model 7602 printer, and I mount them. I cut the papers for per sheet as well. I put 60 sheets per book. And the back cover is chipboard. What I do to glue them all is I put them all together after they've been cut using my Make Easy guillotine cutter here next to me. After I cut them all, so they're the same size, is I glue these edges. So similar to the ones that are over here being glued right now, I put them on the table with a board on top and 2 clamps. That holds the paper tight together, as you can see. They're very tight. And while it's being held in place, then I am free to glue them. And this is the glue I use. Now, everything that I'm talking about and showing you here today is in my link tree in my bio under my Amazon affiliate link. All right, so next what I do is I peel these apart one at a time because these are tear-off notebooks, so they're going to just tear apart from each other as well. So I separate them at the chipboard and the next cover. And then what I'm doing with these is I am using this black bookbinding tape that is also in my link tree. And this is just kind of an experimental, I haven't really figured out which way works easiest yet between my utility knife for some parts and scissors for some parts. So once I get a slice of tape off that I know will cover the edge of the glued edge of my notebook, I set it on here and I line the edge up on my cutting mat so that I can then eyeball up the black tape and make sure it's straight using the grid lines on my cutting mat. So what that looks like is this. Actually, I'm going to move this one up. Because my words are kind of close. So like that. So I've used, it moved, but I used these lines to make a straight line there. Make sure it is pressed very well. And then I'm going to just run my finger along the crease. And then along the top, ensuring that all the air and creases are out. You can also use a scraper tool like you would use for Cricut vinyl. And then I'm going to adhere it to the back. Just making sure it's pulled tightly again and that there's no creases. I'm going to run my fingers over it a couple times. So roughly that's what it'll look like. Now I need to clean up the 2 sides where the tape hangs over. And you do want it to hang over because otherwise you might end up with some chipboard showing or some of the front cover showing, or worst case scenario, not all of the glue being covered. So far what I've found is the easiest way to do this is kind of just to take your scissors and make a slit so that you can fold back one part of the tape and use your utility knife then to cut along that. It's still difficult to get this part because it's kind of up in the air, so to speak. So I use my utility knife and I'm just going to go along there. So now it cut it off of the back nice and clean. I'm going to take the scissors and cut the top because so far that's the cleanest way I've found. And then I'm going to flip it over so that this is on the table. And I'm going to use my utility knife to cut that off. Okay, so there's one side. Okay, so now I'll go and do the same thing with the other side, pulling this back. Using my utility knife to cut away that tape, and then flipping it over. And again, I've got a little string there, so I'll just because of the adhesive, it is a little more difficult sometimes. No matter how sharp your utility knife is, it can be a little difficult to get it perfectly. There. So there's that side. Again, a nice clean edge. So that's what it looks like when it is done. On my books, excuse me, I put my name, I print my name, my business name on the inside cover. I was doing stickers on the back, but it looked kind of cheap. But then we can see that this isn't going to go anywhere. Next, I package mine for shows in these cellophane bags. Again, these are in my link tree in the Amazon affiliate link. All my supplies are, even the ones that I'm not using right now. So it's good to put notebooks in bags because if you're going to be taking them to shows, because if they get handled and even just setting up and taking down, they're going to get gross if you don't. They're going to get bent. They're going to get dirty. Just the natural oils from people's hands, or, you know, kid walks up and they've got chocolate on their hands, or, you know, cheese puffs or whatever. So this protects it from all that, and so that whatever customer does get it is going to have a nice, clean product, and you don't have to worry about it then when you're moving it. I always put a thank you for supporting my small business sticker on there. These were not from Amazon. They were from a different store, but you can find them anywhere. You could even make them. And then I am going to put $5 on these in my area. That's what's a good price. I have a Mother's Day show coming up, or a show just before Mother's Day. So that is how I make these little notepads with the tearaway top. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you on my other videos.